There are times when God invites His children into a situation where He is preparing to move and to act. Whether pleasant or painful, we have deemed these situations sacred opportunities. We have named these moments as such because in our estimation, they are divinely orchestrated chances to affect the lives of other people. Since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, God has extended an invitation for Ed and Valerie Schubert and the entire Casa de Luz ministry team to join Him in the midst of literally thousands of sacred opportunities.
COVID-19 has affected just about every part of our lives.
And now to the latest on the coronavirus.
Yet another storm down Central.
Honduras is facing one of the most difficult times.
It seems that sometimes God ushers us into moments of sacredness through the gentle tug of a hungry toddler on my sleeve, or by way of a glistening tear that slips silently down the cheek of a young mom. These tiny beginnings often bloom into beautiful moments of eternal significance without much notice by others around us. But from these seemingly insignificant acts, God gets much glory. Other times, God seems to plunk down a larger-than-life sacred opportunity directly in the center of our path, through which He also receives immense glory and praise. This has been the case with our COVID-19 emergency food outreaches.
As with any challenge or difficulty, the leaders of Casa de Luz have had a choice as to how they were going to respond to COVID-19. While many have used the term crisis to describe the moment at hand, Casa de Luz has come to believe that God has called them to a time of sacred opportunity rather than to crisis or chaos. When the nation of Honduras was placed on strict COVID lockdown, access to food became a dire need for many families. The Casa de Luz ministry children and teens felt the weight of the pandemic impact through empty stomachs, bare tables, and family tension. Thousands of members of the communities which surround Casa de Luz also felt this weight. As Ed and Valerie prayed and sought direction, God clearly instructed them to enter into the sacred opportunity of combating hunger and malnutrition. As they stepped out into faith and boldness to accept the invitation to this sacred opportunity, God opened many doors of provision. New partnerships were created between Casa de Luz and local farmers and owners of small businesses in the area. Thousands of pounds of protein-rich red beans have been the harvest of their ongoing partnership with these local vendors. Casa de Luz also expanded an already existing partnership with a food bank which operates at the national level in Honduras. Their partnership with this food bank allowed them the ability to purchase life-sustaining food products at 80 to 90% off the market price. Through an unexpected and unprecedented venture, Ed and Valerie formed an alliance with an organization that imports huge shipping containers of essential goods into the nation of Honduras. The organization partnered with Casa de Luz to bring large amounts of food, biosecurity products, clothing, shoes, and personal hygiene items into the country. In addition to physical necessities, Casa de Luz received a donation of Spanish text Bibles and audio Bibles for the illiterate members of the community. During a time of international economic hardship, Ed and Valerie have experienced incredible generosity toward the ongoing ministry of Casa de Luz among at-risk children and teens, as well as generosity toward their COVID-19 emergency food distributions.
The generosity of our supporters and our supporting churches in the United States has been amazing. There have been multiple times this past year which have taken us to our knees in humble gratitude for such loving, generous supporters and compassionate churches who have faithfully stood alongside us in this war against hunger.
En el nombre de Jesús oramos. Amén.
¿Sabe? Solo levantarse, pedimos para que él y oren.
Large-scale community food outreaches were not part of our normal ministry operations prior to COVID-19. When the pandemic began, we took the position to be on the lookout for sacred opportunities to join God where He was actively preparing a mighty work.
Son una bendición para ellos, una bendición para su familia, Padre.
Gracias, Señor, por la fundación que damos.
God specifically directed Casa de Luz leaders to focus on large-scale food distributions to feed thousands of hungry individuals and to maintain a gospel focus while doing it. Since the arrival of the pandemic in Honduras, Casa de Luz has provided generous amounts of food staples for over 18,000 hungry children and adults living in the surrounding communities. Additionally, the ministry has provided over 3,000 pounds of food for families who lost everything in the double hurricanes which devastated large sectors of Honduras. As a result of the sacred opportunity that God has given Casa de Luz to feed thousands of individuals, they have been poised to lovingly enter into the lives of those who are suffering and living in darkness, confusion, and fear. By responding to the tangible, physical need of those around them, they are fleshing out Jesus' command to love their neighbors. In turn, by exploring and recognizing the deeper soul hunger of those being served, their expression of love is moved to a higher level where spiritual malnutrition can be addressed, because the eternity of those they serve truly matters to all those serving within Casa de Luz.
Hi, chicas! ¿Cómo estás? Bien.
Anna, our little tour guide today, she's telling us this is where she likes to come and swim and play in the little river. Come on. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yay! So we are here at Don Roberto's house. Don Roberto is an elderly man who we encountered. He was in the middle of the highway with a cardboard sign, a homemade cardboard sign that said, "I'm hungry, help me." And then he has a very young son that was abandoned by the mother, and so it's just him and this little boy, Javier. And so we're here to bless them today. Buenas tardes, Don Roberto. ¿Cómo ha estado?
Mi angelito guardián.
Ah, gracias.
Con esto me calma un poco el dolor.
Un poco de dolor.
Qué linda persona.
Oh, gracias. Gracias por este hombre bien noble, bien honorable. En tu nombre nosotros oramos, Señor. Amén. Así mi amor. Gracias, don Roberto.
No,
cuídese.
gracias a usted.
Es un placer estar aquí con ustedes.